Good morning, friends. It's good to be here. It's good to see you. I hope you can make it. Too bad I didn't get to get on yesterday. It was a crazy time yesterday. Whoo, I went for a dive in the life status, not in the swimming status. Anyways, this morning I had some tea already, a couple of cups of tea, big old cups of tea actually, but this one I brought out just for you. I start with my cup. It's from England. It's a Regency or whatever, and it is bone china from England. And I love the beautiful rose that's on it, and it has gold trim on the bottom and then also on the inside edge, which is really lovely as you're drinking it. I don't know if you can see it right now, but my tea is quite yellow. It's almost time to take them out, but it's quite yellow because today I have red raspberry tea with turmeric in it. The turmeric pouch is supposed to help promote milk flow. Therefore, I'm drinking that because, you know, I'm on the milk course right now. The plate that I have that goes with it is not matching. You can tell because the print is different. It's made in Japan. It has that beautiful Asian edge. And it doesn't quite match, but with the yellowish orange roses in there, I thought it goes well enough with, actually those aren't roses at all, they're just a flower, but they have the appearance of roses, and it goes so nicely together because I don't have a bottom for this guy. But sometimes those mishmatched ones just make a fun combination, you know? It's kind of like the odd couple. And it's not your traditional couple, and it's not the perfect match, but it works. So we make it cohesive and it goes together well. Well, hello, darling. How are you? It's good to see you. I tell you what, today, well, yesterday, I'll tell you about yesterday. Perfectly imperfect, Erin, that's correct. We're all about that around here, right? We like that. But yesterday was so crazy. I just was not doing well. I did not make it yesterday until later in the day. I had a long list of things I needed to do, and I was unable to do almost all of them. I mean, I did get some of my routines done, but I was shot, and I realized I wasn't eating enough food, and I wasn't drinking enough water. I'd been demanding too much of myself, trying to run everything around the house, and I had to ask my boys to step up and my daughter to do a couple things differently, my little girl. My adult daughter came over, and she made a little coconut treat for me. It's not really it's like a granola, a coconut granola with almonds and walnuts, and it was really yummy. I have a ton of it. I put it in my drawer. I should probably show you guys that sometime. I have a drawer next to my bed where I have my pumping station, and I pull everything out, and I can pump, and then I have all these snacks in there to make it easy for me so I can just be ready. And I always make sure I have my tea and my bottle of water or something to drink. And that way I can, and I use my bigger tea bugs for those sessions because I can drink about 3 times as much as this. But this one I haven't tried yet, so I was like, I'll be glad to try it in the smaller cup. But then I felt so exhausted, like the life had literally been sucked out of me, as oftentimes happens when we nurse babies. And it was to the point that I was just like, I can't keep going, and something's got to change. And I just realized I needed to get some food in me. I'd gone way too long since I'd ate, and I didn't mean to do that. I'm okay when I wait till 10 or 11 in the morning to eat, but I can't wait till a longer hour. I need to make sure I have more food going. Hi, Brandy. I'm happy to see you too. And Erin's here and Misty's here. Oh, it's so good to see you all. So then after I realized I just needed to make sure I was eating enough, then I started feeling better. I started coming out of it. But I think a lot of it was just because I had been pumping. I almost got backed up because my pump broke. Remember I told you it maybe even didn't even break. I've watched a lot of videos in the last 2 days about it, and I think just maybe the duck bill needs to be replaced or something, you know, maybe the little squishy parts. So I ordered some on Amazon, and they should be here in a couple days, and then that way I could see if that pump will still work for me. But in the meantime, I watched a bunch of videos on that pump I wanted to send back or give to my daughter, And instead I had to figure out how to use that, and that took a while, but it's not near as hard as I thought, and it totally pumps differently. So I'm going to be using both because it's not getting as much milk out yet because I think my body's still trying to adjust to it. You know, it's kind of like a learning curve or whatever. So I'm trying to get adjusted to it, but it's working, and I'm pumping a lot more, and I'm doing like this thing called power pumping so I can try to bring in a lot more milk. And I'm taking everything everybody says because times have changed. You know, the last time I had a baby was 6 years, almost 7 years ago. And then before that, I was having them every 2 years. All I did was nurse my babies. I only had the hand pump or whatever a couple times just to release some of the pressure before I could get back to the baby, or if the baby was gone or whatever, like if grandma took them later in when they were a little older or whatever. Because like once a baby's like a year old, it's okay, right? If you do that. So I know, Lisa, it's crazy. It's like literally sucking the life out of me, and the flesh and the bones and everything are disappearing. But that's why it's so important to keep eating and keep hydrating. But you got to eat the right things. You can't just eat the things that are good for you and that actually make milk, which includes for me like a little bowl of oatmeal every morning, and making sure I get some protein. You know, I'm eating boiled eggs and string cheese, but I'm also eating a meal or 2 or 3, you know, whatever, like yogurt with berries on it and walnuts. And my oatmeal has coconut and almonds, and walnuts on it, and it's really yummy. Thanks, babe. Hi, Joe. How are you? Hi, Gretchen. Yes, I got some much needed rest yesterday, and I still am resting. But most of the day, since yesterday, I spent most of the day with my shirt off for baby Millie, and I spent most of the day just nursing her, meaning I would nurse her, and then I would pump, and then I would feed her what I pumped, and then I would pump some more, and I would give her an ounce of formula is all. So I'm slowly weaning her off of formula because I want to build up enough that she doesn't have to do the formula anymore, because I just didn't realize I'd be able to increase my milk supply so much. But I've studied about it, and people do it all the time, and I had no idea. So I'm totally game on. We're doing this. And so just in about 2 or 3 days, I'll have this all worked out. And I just take a couple of hours every day and just pump, 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 pump. You know, I'll do 20 on, 10 off, 20 on, 10 off, 20 on, 10 off. And then I'll rest for a few hours, and then I'll do that again after our call tonight. And I'll do 20 on, 20 off, 20 on, 10 off, then 10 on, 10 off. And I'll just do like some crazy pattern just so my body realizes, you got to make more milk. But having, exactly, I know it's supply and demand, and that's what's so crazy because it's worked with all my other kids. But because I'm not nursing Millie as long or sometimes even as often, I felt like it was cutting back. And then with the change of the pump, my body's had a hard time adjusting and having to draw in milk in a different way. So I was just like, this is not working. But I took my my pineapple juice because I started getting backed up. I almost had mastitis. It was ridiculous. And I was like, find me some pineapple juice. Luckily, we had 1 can stashed in the pantry. Drank that, like I said, 15 minutes later. I almost got on just so I could show you. I'm dying. I need pineapple juice. I'm going to drink the pineapple juice, and you'll see in 15 minutes I'll feel better. But that was a little too dramatic for me, so I just said, we're passing today. So I got better, and I felt great, and I kept taking all my stuff, and everything's working. I mean, I'm taking... Well, hello, Salam. It's so good to see you from Algeria. Oh, you're Miriam. How beautiful. I love that name. I have a good friend named Miriam. Spelled a little different, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, so here I did all this stuff, like, just to make sure I could get my milk coming in. I started that yesterday. I've been doing it all day today. And then I decided I'm just going to pull out all my button-ups. My wardrobe has totally changed. I just pulled out all my button-ups because I got to get real and focused on this. I can't mess around anymore. I don't want to lose my milk, and I want to be able to feed my baby. And so I always feed Millie before or after the pumping session to make sure that my body gets the signal of what she needs. I mean, it's still going to pump good milk, and it's still going to pump a good amount of milk, regardless of whether she nurses or not, because there's a lot of people that do just exclusive pumping. But I want her to be able to nurse after she's had her surgery. So for now, I'm just working every trick in the book I can. And it's working. So then changing my wardrobe, I'm either wearing a button-up or a large t-shirt, just so I can just whip it up. I'll take my bra off usually during the session and just go at it. And it's just, whoo, it's exhausting. But Millie and I are having a good time. And she's just responding so much better to me even now since we've been doing that just in the day. And then I kind of just did a quicker session for school and just said we're just going to do one assignment instead of 3 because I a lot of times double up assignments in each workbook, even though it's still I can do it fast. But I just cut the session down and it's still one lesson. It doesn't matter. They're not doing more than that in school. So I did that and it just made it. And then I was getting all the schoolwork done really quick, and then having them do a lot of reading and a lot of stuff on their own and catching up in other things so that I could just take the time with the baby. And then I think with having so many kids, one thing I miss is just nap time with the baby. You know, I don't usually get my nap until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which doesn't really work when you're doing the morning. I mean, you believe it. Check out this schedule that I'm working. You're just going to die. I'm like, mommies are so dedicated. And I don't even know how dedicated I am till I read this list. 1:55 a.m. I pumped and fed Millie 1.5 ounces of milk. At 5:50 a.m. I pumped 2 ounces for her. At 6:45 a.m. I nursed for 8 minutes on the left side and 8 minutes on the right side. And then I fed her those 2 ounces of milk. And then at 8 o'clock, I gave her 2 more ounces of formula because she was still hungry. So I was like, okay, we can do this. At 10 a.m., I nursed her on the right side for 15 minutes and then on the left side for 15 minutes. And then I fed her 1 ounce of milk that I had pumped. And then I fed her 2 ounces of formula. And then I pumped at 11:15, only half an ounce. And then at 1:20 in the afternoon, I nursed her at 10 minutes on the left side and 20 minutes on the right side, just because she wanted to keep going. And then at 2 p.m., I fed her 2 ounces of formula. At 4 p.m., I fed her 1.5 ounces. And then I finally checked on the kids again, and I got a bunch of stuff done. I got laundry done, and I just figured that was a golden hour because she was sleeping good, and I could get a lot done. And good night. It's so good to see you. Check back tomorrow, and you'll see the baby. She should be coming up here pretty soon. But then we had dinner, and we had, and I'm just feeling really good. And I know Millie's getting ready to wake up, but I have to pump at like 7. So I'll probably nurse her if she wants to eat a little earlier, and then going with all of that. But that's the schedule I've got. And then I plan on pumping it at 7, at 8, at 10, at 1, at 4, at 7, and then doing that again. And then tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm going to do a power pump session, and I'm going to pump 8:20, 8:30, I'm going to pump at 8 a.m., rest at 8:20. Pump at 8:30, rest at 8:40. Pump at 8:50, rest at 9. Pump at 9:15, rest at 9:30. Pump at 9:40, rest at 9:50. And then I will relax for a little bit and hope that I got a big supply up. And I'm just working on this for a couple of days, so I'll let you know how it goes. I feel like I talked so much, which I have, for 13 whole minutes. I apologize. Let me squeeze this out and then check out what we got going on here. Let's see how this is. This is very yellow turmeric tea. It actually tastes really good. It's hot. It kind of reminds me of when I was in Africa. In Africa, I got to go to Morocco for a day. And when we were there, we ate this kind of a soup, and this reminds me of that turmeric soup that they had there, and it's kind of a fun memory. I never thought I'd want to have any memories from Africa, just because I threw up the whole time I was there because I was pregnant with my 10th baby there. I know, I hope it gets the milk up too. That's what I'm working on. So Miriam, our new friend, had to go. She had to put her baby, she has to go to sleep because it's 2 in the morning there. I don't know what she's doing up at 2 a.m. She can tell us later. Gretchen says she's so happy for me, and she knows how important it is for nursing to me, and I have been missing it terribly, but it's been so good to get to nurse her a little bit, and it's feeling so much better doing it this way. And she's 8.2 ounces. She's 8 pounds and 2 ounces. So that makes me feel a little safer because she also grew 2 inches. So that makes me feel a little better that I was not looking at her growth in length. I was only looking at her weight, and she was growing. So I'm like, maybe I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was. So I want to just do that little bit of nursing so that she gets that connection and that she can pull in the milk that she needs. So it's tailor-made just for her. Haha, tailor-made. Our last name's Taylor. Miriam said she was watching the videos and getting to see the baby. And how is she? Millie is doing fabulous, as I just told you. She's so beautiful. I just love her. Hi, Laverna. And Lady E is here. Hi, Michelle. She says, sometimes that's how it is when you have a newborn. You are breastfeeding, right? And we said, Gretchen said supply and demand, and she remembers those days. Jessie says, hello. And then we talked about the needed rest I had, and way to go on the weight loss. Yeah, I'm not gaining, I'm not losing pounds on the scale, but I can see in my face and everywhere else I'm losing it. So I think maybe my milk supply is building up, because that can sometimes make that happen. I might need to tell the kids to bring up Millie, or else she might not make it in here. If y'all don't mind, and just excuse me just for a minute. If you have any questions, you want to be sure to put those in before I go get her. But I'll go get it. I'm puny. At 150 pounds, I'm puny. So yeah, it has been really big. You must be, yeah, right? I do. I drink a lot of water. I'm drinking a ton of water. This is my 4th one today, and I'll probably drink this and 2 more. That's how crazy it is when you're nursing. And if I want to keep pumping out milk, that's all I'm going to do. When I got ready today, I only had a few minutes. I was just like, okay, I've got about a half an hour before I need to switch the laundry, and I need to just hurry and get ready. Because I started the laundry, and then I was like, okay, I'll just hurry and get ready. And I just hurried and put some eyebrows on, hurry and put mascara on. I didn't even put eyeliner or eyeshadow on. You know, I put a little bit of cheeks on. I threw my lipstick on, put my hair in a ponytail, threw on some earrings, put my fake wedding ring on, button-up shirt. I was just done. I was like, real quick, let's just get ready. It took me like 5 minutes to do all of it, get dressed and everything, because I was just hurrying. And but I was just excited to be able to keep up with this schedule, because I know it's going to work, and I'm excited. So it makes me really happy. So yeah, let me go see if they'll bring up Millie. My little angel. Will somebody bring me Billy, please? Yes, please. Do you want to go say hello to everybody, Millie? Sorry about that. It took a minute. Okay, she says, I don't know how you feel about Gatorade. This is Whitney. Hi, Whitney. I don't think I've ever talked to you before. She said, I don't know how you feel about Gatorade, assuming you don't normally drink it, which is correct. I do not normally drink Gatorade. But when I had to pump for my baby that was in the NICU, I went from pumping a couple of ounces at a time to 15 or 20 ounces each time. Okay, done. I'll do it. That's the kind of stuff I try. If it works for someone, I'm going to try it. And if it doesn't work for me, I'll stop doing it. But if it works, I'll keep doing it. And I know the oatmeal made some more milk come in, but I'm nervous because I changed pumps, and I'm a little worried about that. But I'm gonna, once the pieces get figured out, then like the extra pieces come, then I can fix that other one, and maybe I can get it working again. Hopefully it will. Oh, I'm so glad, Whitney. Thank you for sharing that with me. Yeah, fatty foods, I'm eating butter by the block. That and the boiled eggs and salt, and I mean, boiled eggs aren't that fat, but they have some fat. Like I had a cheesy hot dog tonight, and I had mac and cheese, which is probably not the best, but I was like, all right, you guys made it, I'll eat it, whatever. You have to try it, Mom. Oh, what's a fake wedding ring? It means I wear a ring on my hand, but it's not the wedding ring that I had. I don't know where my wedding ring is. I lost it when I was pregnant. I took it off somewhere, and I haven't seen what I did with it. I don't know. But, so I just put a ring on the wedding finger. So when I say fake wedding ring, that's what I mean. It's just a ring that's on that spot. So I've been showing you the back of Millie. Let me turn her around and see if you can see her, because she's kind of awake. Do you want to say hello, Miss Millie? She'd be so sweet. Can you say hello to all my friends? Our friends? They're your friends too. And she thinks it's time to eat, so here she is. That's what I heard. I've heard a lot about the malt. There's actually some malt things that you can take that aren't exactly beer, you know, but it's the malt that makes it come in. But I'm going to try, I'm actually going to go to Target tonight, or have my son go to Target. One of us is going to Target when she's asleep. And I'm going to get this mother's milk tea by the Upside. That's supposed to be really, really good. And even though I have all these other teas, but they'll last me in the 6 months. So yesterday, that's what I did. I had one block where I took some time and ran to Walmart with my son and just bought all kinds of teas that are supposed to help. And malted milkshake, exactly, that's what I'm doing. And so I bought all these teas so that I could actually, you know, just have something different in the variety to drink, but that might help bring in my milk supply. A lot of fennel and flaxseed and, you know, just like blessed thistle, mother's milk. What was the other one? Not mother's milk. Mother's milk is the name of the tea. Let's see. Turmeric and, yeah, I can't think of anything else. Orange peel, just all kinds of different things. So that's what I want to do, and it just feels so much better. Let me see if I could adjust the phone so you can see her while I'm sitting here. But trying all those different things are just, it's kind of fun. And it's like, oh, let's see if this one does it. I won't know which one actually worked if I keep doing that probably, but I'll just drink it for a couple days, see if it makes a difference. And if not, I'll just put them all in one and they'll just add up. Hello, Millie Rose. Look how cute her. It's so sad because babies, you know, they don't cooperate. They have the little feetsies, and she doesn't leave her feet in them. But it's so cute because they have that little bow. I showed this outfit to you before when it wasn't old and whatever. But anyways, let's see. What'd you say? It's harder to do this with one arm. Yeah, the NICU moms, I bet. Yeah, I use the mother's milk tea. It's a traditional medicinal, and it's working, I'm sure, really good. I just need to drink it more often. Oh, Joe said, don't do this, but someone told me, yeah. I'm like, boy, wouldn't that be awesome? Say, oh, honey, I got to have a beer. Bring it on. Who cares what our religion does? It's for medicinal reasons. I bet I could get away with that. Wouldn't that be fun? Says an alcoholic. Bacon and avocado, exactly. I eat that for breakfast with scrambled eggs, or I have it just on a plate. Did you see my picture on Instagram that I posted? I ate that big old plate of eggs and bacon. It was a whole pound of bacon, and I ate it. Maybe that's why I had good milk supply that day. I'm trying to keep record. It's not a real good record, I guess. What are you looking at? Are you looking at Mama's books? Are you going to like to read too, huh? Look at her pick her head up and turn it. She's getting so strong. When she's on the bed, she lifts it up almost all the way halfway through her back, which is normal for my babies, but she's not quite doing it. She's maybe doing it just a little bit later, but I think that's really good. I'm proud of her. She's doing so good. And then she looks at me. Hi, Angel. She looks at me and she smiles, and it's so sweet. She doesn't concentrate for very long, but still, it's really cute. But yeah, so it's just about time for me to pump. Got about 5 more minutes. I got to get started. Got to get that pumping going. She does like to look around and be part of the party. Exactly. Thank you, Lisa. Hey, how are you, Joe Atticott? That's awesome, Gretchen. Yeah, because she said that's what they used in the NICU. And what it is, what I've read is that it's not actually the beer, it's the malt. So, you know, whatever I could do with malt in it, I'll just go for it. I remember one of the videos I watched, there was like a malt powder that you do that they also have at Target. So I want to use that because I'm all about shakes. I'll drink a shake. That is true, Gretchen. At my house, it's always a party. There's no doubt about that. We're excited about that. You know, I always say that because when I was wondering if I was going to have a baby with Down syndrome, we didn't know for sure if she was going to have Downs. And it said, and I was like, well, how can I have a baby with Down syndrome? Am I even qualified? Like my house is so crazy. It's chaotic and I don't have everything in order. Maybe it won't be good for my Down syndrome baby. So I was watching these videos and reading information about it, and it said it's really important when you have a baby with Down syndrome to make sure they have a very stimulating environment. I'm like, oh, we got that covered. She'll be fine. There's all kinds of stimulation here, and you can tell she already is enjoying it. She always lays on the bed and looks up at my fan because we have kind of an interesting fan. I'll have to show it to you sometime. Maybe I'll show it to you today. And then she, like my other children who have been born when we had this bed, loves to look at the woodwork. For some reason, it catches their eye at an early age. I think just because it's kind of 3D in nature, and those kind of shapes and things really just stand out to them. Because that's always so good for babies when they're little, is it's expose them to many shapes and colors and different things that they can see. It's so good for the development of their eyes, and I've done that for all my kids, and it has really been helpful. Just because they get smart so fast. Let's see what this says. You only have 3 kids at your house and it's chaotic. Exactly. You do the best you can. That's all I've been doing. Thank you, Erin. I think she's beautiful. We're enjoying her so much. You love it. It was the house I grew up with in. 7 kids and 2 exchange students. And some family and friends always living with us. I miss it. Oh, I bet you do. I would have loved that. I know whenever we had a big gathering, it was always so fun. The more the merrier. And boy, we've recreated that. That's for sure. We enjoy it like nobody's business. Millie's looking over here at my bookshelf, and all the books on it have caught her attention. You see her just looking. It's so fun. She's such a good baby. She hardly complains. She just wants to be included. You know, she doesn't like to be left alone too much. But boy, does she sleep good when she's on Mama. Boy, does she sleep good on Mama, huh? Let's check. Is she dirty? Nope, she's not dirty. I heard her tooting, so I was wondering. But she's not. She is an angel. I just love her. On Friday, tomorrow, she has her cardiologist appointment, so hopefully I can check in with you guys. I'm going to try to check in every day, but the worst that will happen is every other day right now, just while I'm trying to do this power pumping and blah, 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 blah. Ooh, I better write that appointment in and make sure I don't have that interfere with the power pumping appointment. I mean, with my power pumping sessions. Yeah, right? I got to make sure. So yeah, but it was so good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for caring about me and for caring about Millie. It's wonderful. I care about all of you, and I love hearing about what's going on for you. I hope our friend who had her baby is doing well. We didn't get to see her tonight, but she'll be back on, I'm sure, when she gets her head wrapped around it. It's hard when you have a new baby. You want to do things like like, I'm just on basic routines. Zoe cleaning is out. I mean, if it can't be done in 10 minutes, I can't do it anyways. So, boy, Fly Lady's really working for me. But I couldn't even listen to the Fly Lady YouTube thing today because I was just like, I don't want to feel bad for all the things I'm not accomplishing because I don't feel like a 20%er. I only cleaned one of the bathrooms today, not two. And I just did a wipe on the toilet and the sink. I didn't even do the mirror. So I'm just doing the best I can. That's all I can do. Nobody can expect anything else from me. And that's just the way it's going to have to be, right? It's been a few days since you've been able to watch the live stream. She is getting big. What's a power pumping session? It's where you do, you just do back-to-back nursing or pumping. And the power pumping, you do like 20 minutes pumping and then rest for 10. Pump for 10, rest for 10. Pump for 10, rest for 10. But the first one you do about 20 minutes. And that could be nursing your baby or on the pump. And then you do the 10, 10, 10, 10 for about an hour, up to 2 hours if you could feel it. Even if you don't have milk coming out, you keep doing it so that you tell your body, make more milk. So we'll see. I might have bazumas up to here tomorrow. You never know. We'll see how much milk I get. But I was pumping about 12 ounces a day with the other pump. And this pump, I haven't got 12 ounces out yet. But I'm building back up, so I wonder if my body just had to get used to the pump. But as soon as the pieces get here for the other one, I'll just kind of do back and forth both pumps to make sure that I get the best amount of milk possible. Oh my gosh. I'm so in love, can I just tell you? And it's true, you know, when you take your shirt off and if you're having problems connecting with your baby, go potty, eat right, and have a bunch of water to drink, and then just put that baby on your bare chest. Oh my goodness, that connection just gets so strong. And then I just will hold her and nurse her and then switch sides and nurse her and then burp her in the middle and she'll fall asleep a lot of times. It's just so adorable. I just love it. And she's just so cute because she's looking at me. She knows I'm talking to her. She might even smile for me. You might get to see it, huh? But I have to talk to her. Hello, Miss Millie. Hello, pretty girl. You gonna smile for Mommy? Yeah. I see that. Gonna make a face instead. She almost did. We'll see. One of these times you'll get to see it. I know. That's how I wish I had support too. I love that you can just look up exactly. There's so many tips and tricks now. I mean, I've been watching so many YouTubes on it. I'm like, what a blessing to live in this day and age for these young mommies who don't know anything. You know, like how much were we learning in the dark? My mom didn't teach me hardly anything. Mostly what you learn about your mom, you watch. And that's what I feel like with my kids, even if they're not getting quite the attention that I would normally give them in a different way, and they're watching me nurse and they know that I have the door shut because I don't have my shirt on, and they know that I'm explaining to them what I'm doing. What an education on what a mommy can do to help her babies. And it's just been wonderful just having that comforting. Even if I'm not nursing her. I saw another one where they said if your baby doesn't nurse real good and you're having to do the pumping and you have it in a bottle, you can do bottle. You could have her nurse for a minute and then give her the bottle for a minute. Then nurse for a minute and give her the bottle for a minute. I'm like, duh, why didn't I think of that? I just think it's crazy just when people could say things to open your mind, and it's really helpful. So that's where I'm at. And now I need to go pump. My phone keeps reminding me it's time to pump. It's time to pump. I'm like, okay. Because I put, that was one thing that someone told me. Wow, there was a pump app. There's several pump apps that just so you can record when you've pumped, so you're reminded when to pump again. And I just love it. So, you know, all those things. She just keeps throwing herself over. My goodness. She has something she's trying to see. I don't know what she's trying to look at. She's so funny. She is so alert when she's awake, that's for sure. And she's awake more now that I'm feeding her differently, and she's getting a lot more nurse milk. And I think that even if it's at a smaller dose and more often, I think that's just as beneficial to her, and it's better than having to do just formula or just only in the bottle. So I like what I'm doing, and I'm going to try to switch over to all nursing, and I want to be able to pump enough. There it goes again. Don't forget to pump. And I just want to see if I can pull in enough milk to make it to where I don't have to use formula anymore, and that will be something. So I'm really excited. But thank you so much for being here. It was so good to talk to everybody. Thanks for your ideas. Thanks for your support. It is so wonderful to have this support. Another thing that was told to me is about a support group on Facebook. It's a breastfeeding support group, and so I will be doing it. Yes, no formula, now go pump. Exactly. And so I looked for support everywhere I can, because it is rather difficult to find support for pumping or for nursing or whatever, because nobody else understands, and they just want to have you go do this and go do that, and what, you're not going to get groceries? What, I have to go get them? Well, yeah, everybody's got to step up to the plate. I got to take care of Miss Millie. Take care. Have a good night. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.